All right, so today I'm going to show you how to draw an eagle, pretty quick sketch style. Just going to have one flying down, so I'll just try to figure out the basic shape here. Here's the head, the wing coming up here. And the other wing. So the wings are usually like two part, so it'll come out and then there's a bend and then the smaller feathers here and then the big ones come up like that. I'm gonna have the leg, this leg bent. The tricky part is the claws. Then this one's going to come down. And the tail. So this is a pretty good like arm shape here. And then I'll figure out, you know, once I have that, I start building up the volume of the wings. Usually I'll do like 3 layers of wing. And the big feathers have kind of like a bump on them, like halfway across. So they come out like that. Then it comes back out. I like to do a lot of, and the top of the wing has like smaller feathers. And then they slowly get bigger. And for the head, I have it kind of, the body kind of comes down. With eagles, I think the beak shape is like super important. It has like a hook. Figure out where the eye. And you got smaller feathers on the legs. I mean, you don't have to do this much detail. Like I'm gonna do like kind of like somewhere in between the very detailed eagle and like a plain one. So there's the sketch, and then I'm going to ink it at this point. I'll get the eyebrow above the eye. I usually do a little line behind the eye there. Then you can start doing the feathers.
That's annoying.
Hmm?
So that's annoying, that noise?
Oh yeah, we got grinding.
That's always good.
It's eagle screaming. So with the eagles, a lot of time it's hard to figure out how big to do the claws. I just try to imagine that they are, you know, big enough to cover like the whole face. Then I'll do like the thumb here. So it's got, I'll do like the four-finger eagle. And it's got the feathers coming off the arm there. Then the other claw. I usually will make it pretty dark in here so this claw stands out. I mean, eagles usually I put a lot of black shading in them, just so that they look tough. You know, you gotta. It's all kind of. Even if you're gonna do brown, you should do a lot of black shading. You know, if you're doing it really traditional, obviously you're not going to do all this many lines, but I think the most important thing with a tattoo design is not how many lines, but the structure's got to look good. So I could either make this way more detailed, or I could break it down and make it way more simple. And so depending on what you like. But I think the most important thing is basically the silhouette. So when that tattoo is like really, when you're an old man or old woman, when you see that tattoo, you know exactly what it is. And even from like across the room, you know, or across the street, you know, you see a tattoo that has a great silhouette, and it just looks cool. You know, in a dark bar or nightclub or whatever you like to do, you don't want people like, you don't want to have a tattoo that you can't figure out what it is unless you're like way up on it. You know, you see so many tattoos of sleeves that are just like, what is that crap? It's a lot of detail. So you can put a ton of detail in a tattoo if it's really clear what it is, like from first glance. On this wing, you know, I go from like top down, but on this wing, I go from this side this way so that it looks like it's going away from you. That's why the feathers are going in this direction. I think that's pretty important. Also, it's good to keep in mind to do the same amount of like big feathers on both sides. And so this would be the top of the back. We're going to have a little bit of the tail feather flipping over here. And this would be like the underside of the eagle's butt area. All right, there you have an eagle. You know, you can keep adding, you know, feathers or shading, whatever you want to do. But like I said, you know, you can make this as, if I were to trace this and somebody wanted it like really simple, I could just like cut out almost all the lines, or you can make it super fancy. It's up to you. You know, like for instance, like these claws, I made them really bumpy, but you know, if I were doing the eagle pretty big, you know, I could make the fingers like, you know, you can put the scales on the hands like this. Or you can just do it very traditional looking, where it's just like a wobbly line. And then sometimes they put little dots, you know. But that's pretty much how I do eagles. Thanks for watching.